Hello and welcome to Wrestleopinionated. This is our weekly show all about the shows of AEW. We are your hosts. I am Morg and this is...
Rough as fuck Matt Strange, and this is...
It's 112 days, Mo? Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Hey, sorry I look so rough, guys. It's my head. It's been like this for years, but I'm also ill.
Sorry, it's his face.
Yeah. Oh, how are we, boys? Good week. I've been ill and caring for my ill partner. Well, actually, I've been caring for my ill partner, and now I'm ill when I actually have to do something. How are you, boys?
I've had the Rona, so...
He's still ill. I don't know where...
I'm below you. Mo is to your...
Right. I've got that much. I just don't know where you are, as you exist as a tiny picture.
Are you to my left?
Yes, Strange is to your left, and I'm below both of you.
Hi, welcome to our very professional podcast where we work out exactly where we are on the screen. And
the first 10 minutes of the podcast.
It's very important that we know where we are.
This is true.
So this might be the first time you've listened to this rambling bunch of idiots. And as such, you would need to know we have a tier list, which is how we give our scores for the individual matches of Dynamite and Rampage and to give an overall score. Mr. Strange, I'm guessing it's going to be a quick one.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be my normal over-the-top fucking run fest on tier list this week, I'm afraid, boys, girls, and other people of exciting choices in between those. Inclusive. A wonderful rainbow of world. D, it's a shitty match or a shitty segment. We didn't like it. It was probably a squash, but sometimes people are just fucking awful. C, it was good. Average wrestling. We had a good time. The promo bit got us over. We watched it and went, yeah, wrestling. E, wrestling +1 or promo +1. It's like the C category one, but better, but not quite an A. The best of the week or the month. Definitely story in, story out, brilliant match, cool shit, you know, that kind of thing. Brilliant promo, probably a video package, nice music. We enjoyed it very much. Best thing of the month. S. Pentagon Dark fights a bunch of Stardom women and it's sick. Or bikers and wizards and high over-the-top story conclusions, cinematic or theatrical pieces which let us know where things are going. It doesn't have to be a clusterfuck of Jericho's overwritten film bollocks, but it can just be a really good match and conclusion to say The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Those things with wonderful stories, wonderful wrestling, and you all feel warm and lovely inside from watching it. So D, shit. C, good. B, very good. A, amazing. S, rare cinematic fucking moments. Let's go.
Awesome. So,
warming up.
Been a lot of wrestling this week.
God, I've still got 8 hours to watch.
I have watched so much wrestling. I've watched Ring of Honor Supercard. All of
I
Mania.
want to watch that! I want to watch that! I want to watch Bloodsport 8!
In the WWE cave with you, sir.
No!
You're not allowed your pudding till you've watched your WrestleMania.
No! I don't want to watch WrestleMania! In honesty, I really want to watch the Ring of Honor Supercard. It's my note in social media, which I'm going to use as a lovely segue.
Do you know about the spoiler?
I know a couple of spoilers. I know the Briscoes were defeated by FTR, and apparently the greatest tag match ever made by man, from things that I've read and seen. I know not Christian Cage, other Cage, Angry Cage, Steroids
Brian.
Cage showed up. That's the one. He disappeared into the void for a bit, didn't he, after losing his feud as a babyface. I know he's back as Tully's
Minion,
and he's got 2 more minions, I don't know. John Gresham won everything and is now the super big, super squat, square dude married to Jordan Grace. Big Mama Pump, she's fucking sick. I love Jordan Grace. She's superhero shaped. Have I missed anything, Morg? You've watched it.
There is one more thing, which is the bit that happens at the end, which is to do with the important bit. So Jay Lethal turns heel. Jay Lethal turns heel and comes out, starts, hassling. What would you say his name was? Is it Jordan Grace? No, Grisham. Against him was a good match. There were some really good matches on that. And Samoa Joe debuts for the save, and officially Samoa Joe is all elite.
Hooray! I can't wait for his push to a title and then going to dark.
Officially, well, I think he'll go to Ring of Honor and will just surface on AEW to have a feud with. He will be used correctly because we won't see him on TV all the time.
Not gonna lie, it's starting to look like Ring of Honor is going to become more of my show with all of the.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, and I think it's going to become the developmental for
I look forward
AEW.
to the head of the invasion, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we definitely get a split thing. Right. So that's pretty much most of the news and social media, except I think we should give the big one. The Codyverse has 100% transported itself to WWE with music, gimmick, and everything. And honestly, fair play. He got cheered like he wanted to be cheered in AEW. Let's see how this goes. Does he have creative control? Will the Codyverse come back and people will be sick of him instantly? Will Vince make him Stardust again and he'll be feuding with some mid-card jobbers and having dog poo poured on him in a few months? Who knows? It could go any way. I'm not going to watch it. Hooray!
So apparently,
the Codyverse is left.
Apparently, I do actually have a little bit of information on that. Hi, welcome to everyone who's joined us in the chat on Twitch. So apparently Cody went to Vince and said, look, I have to be the American Nightmare gimmick. And Vince turned around and said, that's what we're buying. That's the gimmick we're buying. So,
I don't trust anything Cody says because I do think he's a dangerous sociopath with a long history of manipulation. However, there's been many things on Twitter where obviously for the last few years, everybody on the WWE side has hated Cody and everybody on the AEW side has loved him. And they've all swapped sides now. Everybody who was on AEW side has been saying that he's now saying that he's always shit and he's a sellout. And everybody on WWE side is saying he's always been a big star and fucking amazing. So I'd like to congratulate myself on having about 18 months of weekly recordings of me shitting on Cody Rhodes and the Codyverse.
Speaking of shitting, the couple of shits I've had this weekend, I've been watching Cody Rhodes interviews pre and post his WrestleMania appearance, and he was a dick in one of them. Just proper like, nope, I have no interest in talking to you. And it definitely wasn't in character. He was
dangerous
very
sociopath.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan said Cody taught him how to lie. I'd like to bring that up.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can shit talk. I have bought myself immunity from being a side flipper. It's great. And now I get to shit on the Sammyverse as well, which I'll be doing in a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So moving on from that, social media.
I think we've said it all. WrestleMania, Briscoes, they finally got the match. Cody's everywhere. Stone Cold hit Vince McMahon with the worst stunner known to man.
Oh God, it was. But the thing is, it was so funny because you can see. We will cover this in our WrestleMania review because you can see Stone Cold pissing himself with laughter.
Could be watching Bloodsport 8. Suzuki has 3 matches. And they've got that MMA lady that appeared magically on.
You're not going to appreciate this unless you wear your WWE jacket. Alright?
Alright, okay, I'll eat my broccoli.
There was one.
You've got to have your meat and veg.
Fucking broccoli! I don't want to watch Johnny Knoxville set up a giant mouse trap. I'm not 12.
So, I haven't actually watched that bit yet. I haven't quite got to that. But the one thing about social media, I'm disappointed in Scott Steiner, who's Ring of Honor. No, his.
Did he not go crazy?
He didn't go mental.
No, not really. He rambled a bit. Rambled
a bit about cows.
I'm very disappointed. Let him go crazy. Give him some more steroids and coke and let him shout about fucking people's wives and everybody being fat. All I want.
The Undertaker speech. I will say before we move on, you should go and watch the Undertaker retirement speech though. If you are a wrestling fan.
That is not a speech. That was a fucking TED talk.
Yeah, but it's fucking brilliant.
If anyone gets one, it's
yes, because it's the first time he's been allowed to on Dub Z TV break character. I know he's been doing bits with Broken Skull sessions with Austin, but this was the big break of character, and God, it was good.
And he also had he had a Britney Spears mic as well.
Yes. I think if it was a Madonna mic, that might be showing my age. Shall we?
Fucking idea. Let's review Dynamite.
Should we talk about some AEW?
Fucking do it.
Okay, let's review Dynamite. So this is this week's Dynamite. JR Schiavone, Excalibur on commentary, and we open with CM Punk versus Max Caster with Anthony Bowens. Punk wins with the Anaconda Vice. Thoughts and scores.
Could have a day off, couldn't he? Just saying, like, this match was all right.
Ooh, Max Caster.
Phil could have a day off.
Max Caster could have a day off. They're on every day on Rampage and on Dynamite. I'm sorry, I'm not standing for this one.
Are they? I'm willing.
Virtually every week they are on one or the other.
Max gets a 5-minute section standing in the ring every episode, just having her chops, as opposed to coming out doing quite a good rap and then just being beaten. Don't get me wrong, Max was good. I had a good time. Nothing special. Collar and elbow start up, nice pace start, wrist work, some small bumps. Punk taking the edge until obviously Caster. There's shenanigans, but Caster catches him from a crossbody. I think they're trying to show he's a big guy a bit more, which is nice because he is massive. Caster distracts himself with some scissoring, which made me laugh. But the pace was picking up, and we're actually getting some exchanges. Shenanigans leave Punk hanging himself on the ropes, which is a bit awkward, but it's all for now because he eats a kick and then just finishes off Max. Filler, it was all right. Not a hot opener, I'd say, but a perfectly fine match.
Anything to add, Mo?
I thought this rap was actually really good. It was obvious. I mean, Flair messaged me before Dynamite going. I'm calling it now. He mentions a slap from Will Smith. Yeah,
I said Fresh Prince on our Twitter, and it was better than anything I could have come up with, and it always angers me when he does that. Fuck you, Flair. Fuck you, Flair, and your great puns that I can't match.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I think you're right. They are going to start showing Max Caster as a big lad. That catch was quite nice. He had a lot of control in this as well.
Didn't he?
Like a fucking fair chunk compared to Punk, which was quite nice to see because I love them boys. I'm on Acclaim's side. I gave it a high C actually.
Oh,
yeah. Morg.
bastards have gone. He's dead.
Can you hear me now? I think I muted myself the wrong way then. So you probably heard me scratching my armpits or something. I gave it a C. I thought it was a good match. It was solid. It was a standard wrestling match. It's what I expected from these guys. Then following on from that, we had a Punk in-ring interview. Very quick.
Like Max Caster has every week. He did the belt action. I hate the belt action so much, but I could complain about that every week. And obviously he's solid on the mic. As much as I'm not the world's biggest Phil fan, I do love him. Actually in mic powers. Standard I will be champ speech, nothing special. I hope he doesn't become champ because he does nothing special for me, and I believe there are longer lasting AEW fans who should be, but definitely giving him a push in brings in the dimes, doesn't it? So,
I mean, there is an argument for one of these big names needs to win the championship, whether it be Punk or Bryan or Kenny again or what have you.
Kenny's what I think of as an AEW name.
Yeah. To be fair, you got to say, after 7 years away, as much as it sounds like I'm being biased, you got to say that Punk's really an AEW guy. Just happens to be one of their legends.
Very much so, but a bunch of people with TNA guys, and that's where things started to fall down.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking about he's more closer to being an AEW legend contract.
A legend thing. Give him a Hall of Fame. Let Punk straight edge, and he can have a good time, and then he can.
I don't know whether he. I mean, I'm sure he will be interested in being the champion, and he'll certainly be interested in it verbally. But I don't know whether that'll still fit with what he wants to do. Anyway, we are spending far too much time on this. Moving on. MJF and FDR backstage interview. Any thoughts?
Brilliant maxing. Strong reminder of who they are before they break up. Essentially, don't forget this so we can do it and you pay attention. See.
Yeah, it could be a nice little step. Obviously, FTR are going looking face, and Wardlow's obviously doing his thing now. But they were going. He's my buddy. He's me buddy. don't forget he's me buddy. So I wonder whether there'll be a future for that as a group potentially, or they're just going to do Wardlow on his Todd Powerhouse, whatever. They don't need each other, but it'd be quite interesting if they do set up a separate, a secondary pinnacle.
What, like a slightly higher base camp?
Or lower.
A skyhook.
K2.
I'm just wondering.
Right, moving on from there, we had Jay Lethal versus Jon Moxley. Mox wins at the Paradigm Shift. Thoughts and scores, gentlemen?
I'm wondering if I've rated this higher than I should have, because I really enjoyed this match.
I've given it a high one.
This was arguably one of Mox's best match I've seen, because I don't actually rate Mox that much as a wrestler. Sorry, Mox fans. A lovely paced exchange start, some solid NJPW elbow exchanges. All very well done. Lethal obviously being bodied a bit at the start. Mox definitely taking the lead. Until Lethal dick drops Mox from the buckle, which was wonderful. And he gets the heel control spot, which was interesting, especially as he's now apparently turned heel. But it had limb work. Hooray! I fucking love limb work. Tell me a bit of a story. Mox no longer a face, heels back early before the break ends into some nicer, more even exchanges. Did have a terrible rolling elbow, but you know, you can't have everything in a Mox match, can you? We get the Macho Man elbow from Jay Lethal, which I love, and he's allowed to do because he is the best Macho Man impersonator there is. He criticises the count for too long, little bit of story, paradigm shift, 1, 2, 3 over. Gave it a B. I had a really good time. I thought this was match +1, but I haven't rated another match which I enjoyed much more higher than this, so I might have to revolutionise this a bit more. I think this might be the better match though, so I'm sticking with a B. And Lethal's got a great sad face, hasn't he? God, doesn't he look sad? Oh.
I also gave this a B. I really enjoyed this match. You could see the little Healy bits potentially coming in, and him getting really frustrated about the handshake and all that sort of stuff. I genuinely was very engrossed in it. It felt like there was story from the beginning all the way through to the end, not just the limb work, but also Lethal's interaction with the whole
well, that's been building up quite subtly, which nicely done. Sorry.
Yeah, and I really like the bit where Mox basically just started laying into him and going, "Hit me! Look, can you actually fucking hit me, please?" I found that quite nice. Lethal's giving him some sort of softer elbows, and he's like, "No, come on, man, please, something." I really enjoyed that. But yeah, like I said, I also gave this a B. It was just a very enjoyable, very good match.
B's all round. Yeah,
Hey.
I really enjoyed this.
Day.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I thought this was really good. It was one of those ones I was worried for a minute that this was going to get one of our awards.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this should be so good. And fortunately, it was. So we then have a Marina Shafira promo.
Some lass with 700 wins on Dark.
So I believe she is one of the 4 horsewomen of MMA.
Maybe so. They possibly could have said that in the promo. This promo was solely for the purpose of something later. It was a solidly done promo. I think you could build up your characters a little bit. If you'd said she's one of the 4 horsemen of MMA, I'd probably been more excited than coming soon. Woman so badass, she's got 7,000 wins on Dark. I was like, everyone's got 7,000 wins on Dark. Don't give a shit.
Except Fuego.
Yeah, except she didn't even get to show up on the main show and then earn her send back down to Dark to disappear for fucking ever. Solid enough, but I had no fucking idea who this person was. Like, at all.
I only worked it out because of... I had to sit there, and I think that's one of the 4 horsewomen. And eventually Raptor was like, Machinist for Jessamine Duke. Yes, it is, because that was the name of the other 2. The ones that aren't Shayna Baszler or Ronda Rousey. And it is generally, as my friend who's a UFC guy has stated, the 4 horsewomen of UFC are Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, and 2 mates.
Tell me these things in your promo. Tell me, establish your character before you tell me she's got 1,000 wins.
So moving on from there, MJF joins commentary, and we have FTR versus Gun Club with Billy Gunn. FTR win with the big rig. Thoughts and scores?
Oh, this match could have been higher rated than I've rated it. Right, okay. One, I missed the old Guns theme tune. It was so much cooler than this new Western one. It kicked in proper 90s stuff. And lovely collar and elbow start. Wrestling in wrestling. Then we get into Austin doing some fucking extreme crotch thrusts at the side of the ring. So bad that Dax corpsed if you saw him go. Even Dax thought, I can't deal with that. Hare and Austin actually start the match properly, and the pace increases, and we see some of why I love FTR wrestling. Maybe not the biggest guys on their gimmick, but in the ring, fucking love them. Billy gives his boys the edge with a shenanigans face punch, obviously, and Hare eats heat for a bit. Austin holds a chin lock. The British Bulldog would have been fucking proud of. That chin lock went on for some time. Pick ends with Dax being, but Dax, newer face, doesn't automatically heal up, and he's got to fight for Bald's hot tag. Bald is obviously the better of the two. Is Dax bald or is... I might have their names mixed
Dax
up.
is bald.
Dax is bald.
Okay.
Dax is head.
Right, okay, so Hare eats the shit, tags in Bald, pace really picks up for a lovely sequence. I'm like, this fucking section is going somewhere. And then we take 5 minutes out of the match to watch Wardlow come down to the ring. Which is fine. It was, if you love a dubsy-dub walk-in moment, brilliant. Really, he fought some people, he threw them about, and then he's kicked out. And the match resumes with a fun sequence. What was happening in those 5 minutes? We watched him walk from the door, through the hall, beat up some guys, put somebody through a popcorn table, down the stairs, and I was like, this poor match I'm watching. These guys are having a really good, really tight match. And it's just been and I appreciate Wardlow's over. Do it after. Do it before. Don't do it in the conclusion to a really good match. And that's why I only gave it a high C. Because I think the pace stop for the finish really cost it in my eyes. And diminished the people in the ring for your bigger stars.
Yeah, that absolutely took me out of it. It really did. It was a solid match. It wasn't exceptional, but it was a damn good match. It was interesting to watch. It's nice to see the flow of the boys becoming properly face. You know, great. But yeah, I literally, when Wardlow started coming down, I just got up and went and got a drink and come back. Because I knew it was going to take fucking ages for that. As soon as you saw where he was in the stadium, wherever it was, yeah, it was disappointing. High C, like the match was solid. Don't worry though, you're not the only one that can't remember the difference between Dax and Dash. I was listening to William Regal on Talk Is Jericho this morning when I was doing some cleaning up, and he was just like the bald guy from FTR, pretty much what you did.
Morg?
Yeah, I gave it a C. I found that pace break was really bad. Yeah, broke the match up entirely for me. I was really enjoying it, and then we went away. And the thing is, I really enjoyed the Wardlow walk-in as a piece of storyline. Yeah, if you'd done that at the end, the whole thing would have probably got a B.
No, I'm 100% with you.
Or done, yeah, you've done it.
And as much as we were joking about it earlier, Wardlow does need to have a day off now, because he actually needs one off because he needs to be missed for a bit.
Exactly that.
So he actually does. All joking aside, he does need a day off, but not in the way of our awards later. Moving on from
otherwise it's going to be like when John Cena got fired from fucking the Nexus and literally showed up at the next event.
Yep.
Like the day later.
Yep. Will Hobbs and Keith Lee promo.
Pretty good, to be fair. Better than the match was.
Right, fair enough. Anything to add, Mo?
He just agrees with me. His eyes went, he is correct. That's what I saw there.
You saw the eyes of agreement and the tear of sadness.
So then we had Jericho Appreciation Society promo, where they're looking for Proud and Powerful. They rip back the curtains. There's Proud and Powerful and Eddie with the balls in a sock. They return, fight the heels down to the ring, but then the heels get the number advantage, and there's a beatdown on the faces. Thoughts and scores on the segment.
I'm going to open with my middle comment with those balls in the sock went straight to Hager's face properly, and he just went down for a bit. I watched him, and I was like, he's gone. God, Jericho wants GFY over, doesn't he? Doesn't he? As much as that's entertainment. Garcia needs a bit of work on the mic. He's not quite there, but he's a young lion, as we say, so that's okay. But Team 2.0 are gold. I fucking love the Canadian Cocaine Collective. It's wonderful. Fight down to the ring. Eddie comes out. No one's more over than Eddie, even though I hate his finisher. We get some big dubsy-dub energy, slightly clumsy in places. It just went on, didn't it? It just went on and on. We saw a Judas effect. That's a bad finish. I think, yeah, didn't Santana and Ortiz come out and get beaten up as well? That's how long this went on. Any of the pop or interest in the segment, I was just like, anything else to do in this show? I haven't actually ranked it. I think I faded out of boredom at some point at the beating of the people again. Mo looks confused. Tell me what you saw, Mo.
I did really enjoy it. I felt there was some missteps with it. I think it would have been better if it was a really quick smoosh down to the ring, but they sort of went the long way around. Eddie stopped Jericho like 3 times to bite him on the head. One was enough. You know,
Sometimes you gotta bite a head, mate. Sometimes you're hungry. You're not you when you're hungry.
I mean, Kingston's. I thought the majority was good. I thought it started really well. Like you said, the fucking pull ball to the face for Hager did look fucking nasty. But he did come in, as per normal. Hager comes in at the end and murders everything that moves. He, again, for me, came out the strongest out of this whole thing. The bat hits looked like a child. Jericho looked like a child giving someone a back hit with the bat. It was
Give him a
fucking
lot
awful. Bits of this I thought were good enough for a B. Unfortunately, there were so many whatever moments in it. It dragged it down. I'm probably going to say high C for me, which I feel is probably higher than what you're giving it from the sounds of it. But there were just too many sort of chomps that could have been taken out.
Morg, you're the decider. I'm just here as the... I'm voting for the lower rank, is basically what I'm doing.
It was all right.
Oh, it's a soundbite from Morg. It's only all right.
Yeah, it went on a bit long. There was no... I mean, if you'd suddenly brought Hernandez in out of nowhere, and you'd suddenly had Hernandez come in, then I'd have been down. And I'm sure that... I don't know whether Mo knows who Hernandez is. He's the big... Yeah, he's LAX's big guy.
I remember him from Impact before, or TNA.
Yeah, if you'd suddenly brought Hernandez in and that's the route you're going, the only other option, I get a bit tired of repeated beatdown on baby faces. As good as Eddie is at selling, are just extended ones. They annoy me. They don't make me feel sympathy for the baby face.
I'm heel man and I'm on your side.
Yeah, I want to pop. I want the save. Anyway, moving on. Darby and Andrade.
What was your rank? This is important. I've got to do the fucking letter maths. This is like stars and shit.
For that, it's C.
Alright, cool. There we go.
Then we had a Jade Cargill and Mark Sterling promo.
I laughed at the dismissal of Leva. Cruel but appropriate, if I'm honest. She is a solely dark person. Jade's getting better on the mic herself, isn't it? I'm glad they told us about 700 wins, horsewoman of MMA beforehand, so I knew what the fuck they were talking about. I hope she can carry Jade through a match.
Me too.
I don't think she can. I don't remember
Jade
her being...
could have a day off, couldn't she? Couldn't Jade have a day off?
Oh, yeah.
I'll give it a C, though. It was fine. I enjoy Mark and Jade together, and I think the little bit of a snipe at Lever, although a bit cruel, was funny. So.
I miss Lever. Give her indie gimmick. Right.
She's a gamer. She wears cosplay.
Then we all cheer. And so her indie gimmick was basically she would cosplay as other wrestlers. Watch Lever Bates as the Undertaker. It is hilarious.
Okay.
So then we all rejoice as our Lord and Saviour William Regal joins the commentary team. And as good as the commentary team is, it just gets better. For Bryan Danielson versus Wheeler Yuta. Bryan wins with the label lock. Thoughts and scores.
William Regal loves his son, doesn't he?
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
starting to love Excalibur. I'm not a big commentary person. I don't tend to listen, but I was making the extra effort because all the comments Mo said, man in the mask, that's very good. Wonderful. Yuta could have a day off, couldn't he? Just throwing that out there. If I had to, one of my opening criticizes for this match, I know they're telling a story of Yuta winning his way into the Blackpool Combat Club. Feel like I've seen this match about 10 times now. Him against Moxley, him against Danielson. And obviously I love B-Dan and everything can do. Well, I suppose I should review the match. Yuta deserves an intro. Getting that out there. Don't just teleport him to the ring if you're telling a story with him. We get a slower wrestling start than I'm accustomed to with these people. B-Dan taking the lead, and we get some cool exchanges and counters. A couple of little spots for Wheeler. I'm surprised B-Dan didn't annihilate him for some of his shit strikes. If you've seen how Danielson responds to people hitting him with weak strikes on some of the indies, he can be a little unpleasant, shall we say. Sometimes B-Dan forgets that wrestling isn't real. Anyway, Danielson feeds Yuta some more shit for picture-in-picture. Yuta's got like more hit points than Trent now. He fucking ate a lot of shit for a while of that. He picks back up as B-Dan kicks shit out of Yuta in the corner after the break. But then Yuta does get a bit of health back for a chopper exchange and some moves, but not enough to really turn the match. Yuta escaping and returning the chest elbows was really good, and that's the best way to tell a story with that. Then he proper flopped on him. I have seen a lot of spitting in wrestling. I am a Tetsuya Naito fan, and spitting on other wrestlers is a thing he does in most matches. That was a proper teenager flob. That was gross. And then he was just fucking executed. A bit dull at the start, I'd argue. Took a while to build back up. I feel like I've seen it a million times, but there was story. It was clean and it had a really hot finish. I'm willing to give it a high C. I don't know if that's with commentary winning me over with their wonderful things in that. Yeah, Mo looks confused. He's not even giving it a regular C. He's going to tell me why it's shit now.
No, the opposite. The opposite.
Oh!
I genuinely really enjoyed this. Again, William Regal makes everything better for me. Right. Yeah, I'm not even going to get in it. What I'm liking about William Regal, and I think what I've noticed is he's trying to get everyone over. It isn't just new wrestlers. It isn't the old, the Mox and Debra. It's Excalibur. It's Tony. Jim Ross. He is, even when he's being slightly dickish like he was to Excalibur the first time he was on commentary, he was still putting him over at the same time. So William Regal is he's the fucking best. He's the fucking best, and such a lovely man. Especially after listening to that podcast this morning. Great. I really enjoyed this match. I know you said you've seen it quite a few times. Yes, I have. But it felt like a massive, not a dynamic change because fucking Bryan's still fucking murdering him. But Wheeler is definitely different. Like, he is actually starting to embrace it.
Well, yes. He won a belt at the Supercard as well.
Flair has messaged me. I have ignored that message on purpose. I'm sorry, Flair, because I want to watch it myself and I didn't want all of the spoilers. I read the top and then stopped reading it. No, it's fine. I did know that bit.
Oh shit! Spoilering other people in the podcast.
I genuinely think Wheeler is upped his game, and he is up in his game consistently. I agree, his strikes look too fucking weak for what he's meant to be joining. But he had a couple of really lovely reversals. The the mutilator reversal and that he did. Absolutely fucking brilliant. And I think him under Bryan and Regal, I guess Mox as well, under their wing is
as long as he doesn't learn Mox's knees.
I'm really looking forward to it. Gave it a fucking B.
Oh, I gave it a high C. You know, maybe I've just got fatigue from this match. Morg, decide.
So this got this rank mainly for Yuta. I have got one note on this, and that note is mainly for Yuta. I gave this a B. This was really good. I really enjoyed this. I thought Yuta was fantastic in it. I thought he was brilliant. The story that he helped tell in the ring. And Bryan, who we know as being a genius at all this, basically was just this dancing partner who let Yuta do all this stuff. Thus being that Bryan is, of course, absolutely brilliant. Because of his skill set made it better. But God, yeah, I enjoyed this match.
I'm not even mad at making it a B. Like, it's still a high C for me, but I fucking get it. You know, the entire setup's wonderful. Sorry, I just talk over you. Take back over.
That's all right. So then, following on from that, we had Darby and Andrade promo package. Any thoughts?
I wrote down Andrade best win this, or every match has been won in this feud by faces. And I gave it a C for being okay. I don't remember what happened, but my only note was if faces win again, this feud is dead. So more on that in a bit, I guess. I gave it a C.
Anything to add, Mo? Yeah.
I'm just gonna get up my next note.
New soundbite. Then obviously we're going to have a long in-depth discussion about the next segment because it's a very important segment to the future of AEW.
And everybody who needs a fucking day off in it.
Adam Cole and Red Dragon title celebration. Hangman interrupts, fights off the heels. Jurassic Park come out for the save, and all the faces get their belts back. Thoughts and scores on this clusterfuck?
Right, I know. I like to think, although I dislike seeing the Undisputed Era, Elite, whatever they fucking call themselves every week, I like to think overall I have judged them fairly and gone, that match was a B, even though I hated it. That segment was a C, even though I disliked it. Because this was shit. We opened with the 5 balloons box. That made me laugh, don't get me wrong. That was chuckling. And I was like, at least Bobby Fish, Luchador legend, is here with his lovely moustache. And then Amish Kyle O'Reilly talked really clumsily and awkwardly for a bit and sat down. And I was like, is this his gimmick? Is his gimmick me wondering if he's a little bit Jeff Hardy at the moment? Having a sit down, you know, not really doing anything. And Hangman comes down in his Tesla with horns on. And the Jungle Friends too. And I was like, is it really a show without all of these people? Is it an episode of Dynamite if I don't have to see all 6 of these fucking people?
7.
Whatever. And then I was like, so cool. Last week we had a big plot of them stealing the belts and going, we have all the belts, we're the champions. Solely so they could have 5 minutes with people taking them back this week. Is that the entirety of this storyline? We've got the belts. They're gone now. This was a waste of my time, enhanced no story, made nobody look good, and if anything, made me think that Kyle O'Reilly can't fucking promo at all. I gave it a D for being a waste of my life.
I genuinely have not actually put a fucking score. Yeah, I wasn't overly bothered by this. I popped for the Kyle O'Reilly. I think I've had too much champagne before this, and then sat down with his head in his hands. I thought that was actually quite funny, but that might be because I'm a kind of alcoholic. Who knows? I thought there was a couple of funny bits, but then it was pointless. I think why do you go so into the cowboy gimmick? You put fucking horns on the front of a Tesla.
At least rent a Cadillac.
Exactly, yeah. It's very fucking strange.
I actually thought that was good because I saw that as the millennial cowboy.
I get where he's going, but
I actually really liked that. See, I actually liked that.
You know what? I didn't hate that part. It's not on my list of reasons why this sucked, so I'm going to allow it, Morg.
I'm not. So I don't think I see too much of Adam Page. As weird as that sounds, he's the champ. Fucking, I've got no issues with that, and I am very much starting to really like it. Really like him. I, however, am agreeing with the Red Dragon, Adam Cole, and Jurassic Express plus Christian. This was, at best, like.
What a review! Sorry, you've got me.
All of the insights here. Wrestling Opinionated. Yeah, no, fuck it. Do you know what? I don't have a score down. You've won me over. This was bullshit. Pointless bullshit.
You ready for it? Are you ready for a soundbite?
Oh no.
Yeah, it was shit. I have been quite pro the Undisputed because I like them. I know how good they are. But this whole segment has done absolutely nothing. I hate stealing the title segment. I think it's dumb. You're not suddenly and also for a heel group like the Undisputed, who are competent heels. They're competent heels who are a bit dumb. I loved the tape over the name. I loved this started off so well. I was like, do you know what? I think they're going to redeem this. Because I'm not into this angle anyway, because I don't like belt stealing angles, because I think they're shit. You're probably going to redeem. Oh, no, wait. No, it's just the faces getting the belts back and no more good comedy spots. If they had 5 minutes of just good comedy, silly things, being dorky and useless, you'd have got away with it. And then just escaping the faces.
Jericho bollock spot.
Yeah.
I'll take a Jericho bullshit.
Yeah, if they perfect description. If they'd done a Jericho bullshit spot, this would have been great. And then just escaped with the titles as the faces came out. Yeah, so I liked everything up until Hangman hitting the ring. Because I liked the car.
Like 2 minutes.
I even liked the car, as I say. I thought that was kind of clever. I was, that's clever visual meta. I like that. The Millennial Cowboy. He drives an old school JBL car with the big horns on the front, but because he's the Millennial Cowboy, he drives a nice, healthy Tesla.
It should have been a Prius.
Yeah, oh, that would have been even. Yeah, that would have been perfect.
They're just fart powered. Come on now.
But that would have been perfect. That would have actually been even better. Right, should we move on from this? Because this was shit. We then had a Thunder Rosa promo.
Should have been the promo last week without the interruption. And the interruption should have been this week. Last week really cut her off, and this week it was alright. It was okay. She needs to work on her flow. She's a bit stop and start, and I don't think I like the foundation of this division she's not the foundation of. That was established like 3 years ago. And 2, I think it's knocking on the 4 pillars of the company thing, which admittedly is stolen from AJPW, but it's a thing. I don't know, just doesn't have big face, and it has big self-mark energy for me. I still gave it a C. It was solid enough. She's getting to where she needs to be, but she's not perfect. I just don't think you can come in 3 years later and go, yo, I'm the foundation of this division that was built on Nyla, Shida, and Britt. Just saying.
He didn't say she was the foundation of AEW. She's the foundation of all women's wrestling.
All women. Taya Valkyrie just sails through the air to knee her head off her fucking face. That makes it worse. Why have you told me this? I'd forgotten. Still a C, but you know.
Yeah, no, it was alright. Yeah, I was hoping for more from her again, but then that's from I haven't watched enough of her to really form a huge opinion in terms of her promo ability. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add other than that.
I've never seen Rosa as a babyface up until AEW, so it's my only real decision on her.
Cobra Moon.
Yeah, I'm used to it being Cobra Moon. It was all right. I didn't mind the foundation line. Now you've said it, I now dislike it. Now you've pointed out the problem with it, I now dislike it. I didn't mind it because I liked the playing on the fact that you've got the 4 pillars of AEW and Punk had replaced MJF with Britt. And I liked that idea of I'm not a pillar, I'm a foundation. And I liked that. I thought that was quite nice. But now you've described it, yeah, it wasn't actually as good. It was a C, it was all right. Should we get on to the best bit now? Then we had the Owen Hart Foundation.
Oh, you're missing a bit out there, bud.
Oh, no, sorry. FTR promo. FTR promo
really
first.
like wrestling. They really like wrestling and they're feuding with the Bucks again. It's a C. There we go.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So then we had the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Qualifier match. Bunny in the ring. And we had her opponent. And it's Toni Storm. Toni then goes on to win with Storm Zero. What do you think of the match? What's the debut, etc.? What score did you give it?
Fucking end of this tournament. Best just be Hater and Toni Storm having a Stardom match, or I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. This match was really, really, really fucking hurt by the crowd. Massively. They did not cheer what this match did. And I'm not saying this is the best women's wrestling match I've ever seen. It was alright. It was pretty good. Lacked in chemistry at the opening, and the crowd was dead, but it was clean. It had moves and pace, went straight into picture-in-picture. Good way to respect your women's 5 minutes. Post-bump gives Bunny heel control 101, but Tony actually put some moves in, not to make it too boring on one-sided, which was nice. Break ends, we get some strike exchanges, which I like. Down the rabbit hole was awful this time. Didn't go well. Couple more little sequences. Tony finisher. And for some reason, the crowd decided to pop at the end. At the end, they were like, yeah! And I was like, where have you motherfuckers been all match? This has been all right. It was good. It wasn't anything special. Not the grand opening I'd want for my welcoming match, but it was a C. It was technically clean. But, obviously, before she goes to dark after this tournament, Toni Storm's big announcement. See, it was good, but the crowd fucking killed it.
So I gave it a C as well. Knowing what Toni Storm can do, I was hoping for more. It seems to be my default setting for people coming in at the moment.
Gotta get that chemistry with people you've not wrestled with in a while /
yeah, but Bunny almost made Jade Cargill have an okay match. Surely there should have been something there. I said nearly. Yeah, again, the crowd were very, very strange. I felt like Bunny had too much offense to make Tony look as good. I get that there's the face,
I'd rather
zone.
have that personally. I'd rather have people come in and just be about on par, because it means you don't go, thank God that person from WWE or MMA who can wrestle better than all of our people is here.
Yeah, but I didn't feel like it was equal. Like you said, it felt fairly. I didn't. I felt like it was sort of 70-80% Bunny to Storm. I don't know. I may not have been watching the whole thing properly. Who knows? But they didn't even fucking give her time to celebrate her win. The win happened, and then they went and just fucking left it. Just gone.
The women's, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah. And JR literally said, I don't know anything about this tournament. So,
God, he's fucking awful.
Sake. Again,
we've actually got more on JR later, because we've got some questions, and one of them is about JR.
Oh yeah, I was about to say something, but yeah.
Morg.
It was an okay match. I gave it a C. It wasn't the debut I wanted for Toni, but she made her name winning a tournament in WZ, so hopefully she can make her name winning a tournament in AEW, and this women's tournament will actually be good. I haven't seen
that's the part I hope for.
Yeah. Then we had Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero promo.
Love the fact the sound didn't kick in properly until half of the way through, because we respect our women's sections. Good murder words from Nyla. I gave it a C. I laughed.
Yeah, nothing to add.
Yeah.
Guys, this ranking's looking good. Look at that.
Sorry, comment section.
So then we had...
Gave a D?
We've given 2 Bs.
Yeah.
Then we had Andrade with Jose versus Darby Allin. Andrade wins with the El Idolo, which is a hammerlock DDT. Beat down on Sting and Darby by the AFO, and then the Hardys for the save. Thoughts and scores.
I had a fucking great time in this match. I really enjoyed this match. Is probably the best way to put it. Andrade is champion shaped, and he's only getting bigger from what I can see. He looks like he's eaten the previous luchadors as he comes down to the ring, and there's just a brutality opening. This is where Ruth told me that Andrade has eaten Kenny. That's why Kenny's not back. And obviously, we're not even in the ring yet. We get some skateboard beating. Andrade catches him and does his running suplex hold throw thing twice. He's so strong. I shouted fuck as I saw history's fastest ever buckle bump throw. As Darby, hit that thing like the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs. Andrade looking put out the rope break, which came after that, made me laugh. Then Darby took a 5-mile-an-hour back bump onto his knees. He went up and he just came down, and his knees hit the floor, and they just exploded, I assume. Darby won't be walking in the future. I'm giving that out there. Then we had some kind of weird pretzel shoulder submission thing with one side into a backbreaker. This is just Darby being executed currently throughout this match. And I know I'm normally against squashy things, but I really feel like the faces have needed to eat some shit in this feud, so maybe that's why I got so excited. Darby counters a pop-up move into a Code Red counter, which he's really good at, and because it's not just a Canadian Destroyer, it looks good. He's got that down. Darby attempts a comeback via the Will Smith method of slapping Andrade. You can't out-slap God. That last slap just fucking put him down. We get a bit of a weird belt trip, but I quite like that, and a stummer, which gives Darby another attempt at a comeback. And the top rope crucifix bomb. I fucking love a crucifix bomb. Was fucking cool. Obviously, we have to have the necessary Sting spot because it's an AEW match, and you've got to have people run out to at least half the matches that happen, and that's enough to distract Darby, and that gives Andrade's super strong roll through deadlift buckle bomb thing he's doing now. I think Darby just loves wrestling big people, and we know he loves Andrade from how much he giggles whenever he sees him. I really enjoyed this. I had a great time. I don't know if it's just because I was sad they're going, at last they're letting Andrade do Andrade things, and for some reason he's become the Hulk in the last 2 weeks. I'm sure it's all clean eating and clean lifting. I'd have preferred a cleaner win and without the Sting spot, just because I think the heels have needed to appear as actual threats in this feud. I had a great time. I did only give it a high C because it was very one-sided. In my soul, it's a B. I'm applying the best friend rule to myself. I'm intrigued by most facial expressions through my review.
I didn't find myself particularly enjoying this.
Oh.
And I mean, after the reviews of some of the in fact, the bottom thing I put on here, where's it gone? Yeah. Why wasn't this more like the freeway fight that had Sammy in it? Because that was fucking amazing. I mean, I still gave it C. It was still a good, it was a solid match. It was just Darby eating shit, which I know is his shtick. I know that is his thing, especially, same thing happened with him and Butcher the other week. Was it last week? I don't know. So much wrestling, short time. It could have been a year ago. A lot of spots looked really dangerous, but I think they're meant to, and it really worked in certain spots, certain points, sorry. I just didn't get into this at any stage. Oh no, sorry, that's a lie. The first minute of the match I did, before the match started, I was really on board. And I was kind of hoping it was going to end really fucking quickly, and then they were going to do something weird, some sort of weird ending. Because if they had just stuck to the outside with Darby just getting put through every table, I presume they could set up 15 bell tables now, and it'd be perfectly fine.
Got to have broken tables. It's AEW. A runner, at least 3 runouts. Women's get picture-in-picture, and 17 tables broken. AEW.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not gonna waffle on anymore. It was a C. I'm a little bit gutted.
Where are you, Morg? Where do you sit on this scale?
High C. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good fun. I like Andrade. I like Darby. I don't have an issue with Darby selling for the entire match. That is totally his thing. Him and Jeff Hardy know how to sell. They are sympathy creating baby faces. Unfortunately, I watch it with a jaded eye. Being a fan, it's doing what we do. Is that you do watch it with a jaded eye, where you're going, yeah, he's just being a really good babyface and selling and doing loads of selling. It doesn't create the sympathy for me. I just enjoy the explosive comeback. But yeah, all in all, I thought it was a high C, and I enjoyed it.
I this entire match laughing as Andrade just casually picks up a man and hurls him into the sun and then backflips and
I did like the fact that
I was raw entertained on violence.
That the Hardys do seem to be the run-in partners that can only come out when their music's started.
Well, they're too busy dancing. I presume they've got headphones on backstage. So they don't really notice. They don't pay attention to it. They're too busy just constantly. The entire fucking show is just them backstage.
I'm going to comment though that JR during the beatdown at the end when it went dubsy dub said, "Do we have to do this every time?" I agree, JR.
Yeah,
I agree.
Right. So that's our review for Dynamite. Are we going to surprise? It's a C. Yeah, legit.
Which, in fairness, considering how much fucking wrestling has happened, for us to be that positive.
Yes, but we did review this before all the wrestling happened.
Yeah, true, yeah.
So I haven't watched all the wrestling.
You.
Right. It's me, isn't it?
It is.
It's the regular Rapid Rampage Rock and Roll review. We do this every week. It's always been called that. We open with Excalibur, Taz, Starks, and Jericho on comms. And we open with Top Flight versus the Bucks. Bucks win with the BTE trigger. This is probably my match with the most notes. Fast cruiserweight exchange with shades of choreography at times. I have noticed Nick is the worst for the choreography, but I have to let that slip. Top Flight take the lead. Pace has not slowed at all, and it was all aggressive and very tight. This is the kind of match I actually enjoy the Bucks having. As much as I will occasionally go, that was a bit set up, mostly Nick. They just fucking go in. I think I'm over the Brandon Cutler Stooge experiment. He had a spot where he just dived onto his face for some reason. I enjoy slapstick for the first 6 months. Maybe give him a day off. There was a really weird roll down his brother into a headlock takedown from Dante at one point. That would be my one criticised weird cruiserweight move they did. But otherwise, cool sequences just over and over again. A great high-speed flippy shitter fest, if a little over dancey at times. I gave it a B. It was well done. It's the Bucks doing what I know they can do. They did this with Private Party. Just having a good thing where they let those guys do their thing. They do some of their thing, and then they win.
I fucking love this. I fucking loved it. I'll read out my notes as they appear. Bucks versus Top Flight. So much flip, so much wow. So fast, fucking non-stop. What the fuck? This is mental. I like this. Why does this have to end? Haha, Taz and Jericho have a stupid argument. B.
You should watch that one, Morg. You'll really enjoy it.
I can already give you my score on that one.
It's an A.
It's going to be a B. It's the Bucks and Top Flight in a tag team clusterfuck. It's going to be a B for me.
Like, as much as I can criticise a lot of Bucks clusterfucks, this was that when they do their one-on-ones, it's wonderful. Right, next part. Statlander. Oh, was there more to say?
Nah, don't worry. It was pointless. Carry on.
Statlander promo. 101 ways for me to start hating a character. It was a waste of time and told us nothing. She's put her face paint on the other side. D. Literally D. An actual waste of my time. It made the show worse for me. I like Statlander less, and I used to fucking love Statlander. Oh, God!
I gave it a C because it was there.
I'm giving it a D, mate.
I will accept a D.
Right. Now into the Sammyverse. Fuck, this was shit as well. The Boomer people, they could have a day off, couldn't they? They come out to the ring and they're doing a talk and it's all a bit forced. And then Sammy and Tay appear on the screen and trash Dan Lambert's car, just like faces always do when they want tag thing. I see Sammy's inherited Cody's stolen Triple H sledgehammer. That's good as well. He's got one for his missus. Did you know they're in a relationship? Hilarious. This is a failed experiment, and I'm giving it a D. Don't care about Sammy and Tay's relationship. I don't care about overly scripted theatre promos that only belong in the Codyverse. I don't care about faces smashing someone's car up with a sledgehammer. You're not Stone Cold attacking Vince's limo. You're two people who like to tell people they've had sex beating up a man whose gimmick is Jim Cornette's BMW that they stated to us. It was a waste of time. It's a failed experiment and it's shit. Hey, fight me, Mo.
I have no real need to fight you. I couldn't give two flying fucks about the Sammy and Tay side of all this, especially as neither of them really know how to use sledgehammers.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was really strange. Yeah, I still like the Boomer people.
I love the Boomer people. I just don't like this.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So I thought you were starting to hate on them a little bit. I get, and I am still entertained by them. It's just it almost feels WWE comedy.
Boomer people are being lowered to this new Sammy plot level.
To be fair, yeah, I am starting to think that Dan Lambert could have a day off. Because he does seem to appear in everyone's storyline. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Morg, for the same reason as the previous match, I'm going to say watch this just so you can appreciate my anger.
Okay.
Then Tony Schiavone interviews Hook. Danhausen came out to curse to him. Very silly, very evil, very skippable.
I'm disappointed
that
it's...
I just don't think it added anything to either character. The strength of Hook was in not seeing him every week, and now he's being on BTEs in the RJ City new interviews, and he's on that. I don't want to say give him a day off, because he arguably does not need to give him a day off from the give him a day off point, but the entire reason he was working so well was we saw less of him. Oh, you're the Danhausen fan? It was funny, don't get me wrong.
I chuckled, but it wasn't anything. But they need... I don't watch a lot of the extra crap, shall we say, the superfluous stuff, so I presume Danhausen's on a lot more than just the
It's a show with RJ City. You should watch it. They interview wrestlers.
I will, then. In that case, I definitely will. But this was just... Oh, okay, cool. They've got Danhausen in. Cool. I kind of like the Danhausen Hook sort of dynamic, because it is... Dude just goes, the fuck off, and leaves, while some guys go, whoop, 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 whoop. I kind of really enjoy that. But it's...
I'm gonna give it a C, just so that the Sammyverse and the Statlander promo doesn't bring the show down, because I don't think they deserve to bring the show down, but currently in the rankings they are. Right, then a Scandinavian death metal band took on the Super Smash Bros. And Fuego, who was there for some reason. Obviously that's House of Black versus Dark Order and Fuego. I didn't even... Oh no! I haven't written down what they won with. I just wrote down House of... Oh no, there it is. A spinning kick thing on Fuego from Malachi. Let's start with Buddy versus Stu. Shame Stu's losing. As we've often said, he's one of the most underrated wrestlers in the company. He's phenomenal. Then House of Black just annihilate them for all of picture-in-picture. Eventually, Smash Bros get a hot tag and do some offense. Starts breaking down again a bit at the end. Fuego gets a solid showing against Malachi, if briefly. An okay long squash. I gave it a C.
I apparently forgot to write but yeah, I don't get the fuck Fuego and the Dark Order thing.
Lots of people in the Dark Order.
Yeah, it also sounded like commentary didn't get it neither. The commentary are very just like, are they together? And someone was like, no, I think he's just ancillary. Or literally just going, we're not 100% sure what's happening in this match right now. Oh, he's had his head removed. I'm sure a C, I guess.
Yeah. Nothing special. The House of Black for me has actually lost all of its momentum, in my opinion. Seeing as how hot I was on Malachi at the start.
I think they're also now suffering for the too much.
Yeah, I'll give you that. They've been on every week as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
Just have a week off. We're not going to forget you. You've got that music which goes ah ah as you walked out to the ring and hats. We don't forget Brody King can't wrestle. I'll remember that. It's all right. Then the Bucks did a promo where they said we're the best and they shit talked FTR. They're gonna have versus FTR 2 next week. Should be good. Promo was solid. Nothing special.
You reckon this should have more of a setup than a week? If FTR Bucks 1 was so magical, which apparently wasn't actually as good as it was made out to be. But
they're doing something to apparently you guys say that the post WrestleMania Raw is always really good. I assume they're just trying to outdo that, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Bucks showed up to super kick the Briscoes at the end of the tag match in the Ring of Honor Supercard, so it should all tie in.
Okay.
Who knows?
It's all connected.
Right. Then we had the Owen Hart tournament. Hayter versus Sky Blue. Hayter wins with a Rainmaker. Call it what you want. It's an unwind clothesline. It's a Rainmaker. No entrance for either woman.
That is, to be fair, I will state that has become a bit of a regular thing on Rampage. I've noticed that we do have both people start in the ring. If you haven't got an iconic entrance, you're just starting in the ring.
Or maybe we should give some women some iconic entrances.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. Yeah. But you know.
And we get a careful start, some exchanges, some character work, and a bit of a good showing for Blue. In fact, this match was a really good showing for Blue. Hayter did not bury her in any way, shape, or form. And Hayter powers up after a bit and takes her to Stardom. Blue once again gets a counter comeback and it looks good. We get some nice back and forth. Back to Stardom for Hayter to do a superplex roll through into a sheer drop brainbuster, and it's beautiful. I've just written down fucking delicious, if I'm honest. Rainmaker 1, 2, 3. At last, some decent women's wrestling. I will apply the best friends rule. This was a C. This is what a women's match arguably should be as a C. Knew who both characters were. Nobody was buried. They both got a good showing. The person who I knew was going to win won. It was tight enough. Some cool moves. Good.
I have very little more to add to that. It was a good match. It wasn't anything particularly phenomenal. Sky Blue had some good moves in it, but God, her punches are also weak. They're a little bit disappointing.
We've got 2 Stardom ladies now. 2 of the 3 if we include Hirsch. They're going to have to learn.
I think the biggest important thing that came out from this is that Starks lived in Wolverhampton for 3 months, which was a bit of a random knowledge on... Apparently
Eddie did. I know Eddie did, because that's where I met Eddie. Oh, he's probably... Oh, if I'd have done wrestling training earlier, I could have met Starks as well as Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Wolverhampton is the land of British wrestling, weirdly. Which is brilliant, because none of them can speak. And I'm from Kiddie. Right! And Penta did a promo. He doesn't have his shed anymore. He was in some kind of back room. Death Triangle is coming for House of Black, so we can have Friends of Pac versus House of Black too. There was a Fuego Fire joke using the Spanish thing. Very skippable. And I love Penta. God, is that what... Oh, no, that's the review. I was going to say, is that all of my notes on Hobbs/Lee? It's like 5 lines. Right! Mark Henry interviewed Hobbs and Lee. Hobbs, was doing a face promo. Why do we only care about the new boys on the TV show? I'm sure it was meant to be a heel promo, but I took it as face energy. Hank McCoy was solid. As much as he's won me over, I don't think he'll be a fave. It was very okay. Hank McCoy being beast for people who didn't get the little joke. Right, Hobbs versus Lee. Lee wins with a big slam. It might have a name. I don't know. And we get a hot off strength start, sort of. There's some shoves. Hobbs is shoved out the ring, and we go straight to picture-in-picture. Wonderful. Can we get some pace? Can you guys... AEW people who I know watch. Hi, Tony Khan. Hi,
Nick.
Nick Jackson. Nick, that was our regular watch on.
Yeah, it's Nick.
If you run a restaurant, there's a very important thing where you make sure that all your tables don't come in at once. So if somebody goes, oh, can we have a table of 20 at 7 p.m? and one says, can we have a table of 15 at 7 p.m? You go to one of the tables, could you come in half an hour earlier or later so that, your pacing works? Stop starting matches before fucking picture-in-picture! Every wrestler slows down and the heel just beats one man for the entirety of every picture-in-picture. Let the match start first. Uncle Phil shoving Hobbs out of a ring is not a match stop for these two walls of meat I wanted to see. In fact, none of this match was the match I wanted to see for these two walls of meat. So straight into picture-in-picture. Hobbs does a post bump on Lee, giving him his mandatory heel control, which is mostly slow post and barrier bumps. He does a back rake though, so I gave that a +1. I love a back rake. Lee fails to drink his big red potion as the break ends and keeps eating some heat. Finally summons the power of Hogan and begins a slow comeback and a trap armed lariat. Finally we get a bit of a pickup with an Uncle Phil throw. Mandatory Starks comes out, Swerve comes out to stop him, Spot obviously. Does a spine buster which he could have won with, but the ref is distracted. And then Lee won. I gave this a low C, it was technically fine. There was story, but I can't... For what I saw in that ring, the shape of Big Dime's Will Hobb and fucking Giga form Uncle Phil, nothing happened in this match. I'll give it a low C on technicality. It just never went anywhere. I was rooting for Lee. I was rooting for Lee just how much I hate Adam Cole.
I need a small, tiny violin to play my sad tune. I just am getting... Every now and then, there's a little yay, we're getting it! And then almost immediately on the next show is... Oh, why is this not working? Why is it not working? What has he either decided to do, or what has he been told to do, that just doesn't seem to connect like he used to? There's just such a... Well, let's go with it. Such a disconnect between who he was to who he is now. And it's fucking heartbreaking. Because he is fucking amazing. And I just don't feel like he's being put in that position. And I don't know. This could have been the Hoss off. My opening words were Hoss, 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 Hoss. Because I was really looking forward to this. And just... Fuck all happened. Fuck all.
You know how much you hate Adam Cole, Strange? Keith Lee should have had the Adam Cole push. That's where the problem is. They've chucked him into a mid-card feud with Team Taz. Team Taz are great, but they're not the right people for what you're trying to do with what you need to do with Keith Lee. Keith Lee needs to be pushed like...
Off the comedy of... Yeah, I see where you're going. The comedy of Adam Cole and Red Dragon would have bounced better off their shitty heelness.
Yep.
Sorry, I wouldn't.
Yes. They would have been better as a mid-card, but they couldn't because they had to come in as part of the Elite. But they should have been feuding down the card. Keith Lee should have been the one pushed to the moon. He should have been Hangman's biggest ally / threat. The other big babyface should start pushing him like he did Hangman. And he should have been going into feuds with big names. People like Lance Archer.
I was literally about to say I would really be interested to see Keith Lee versus...
But I wouldn't want to give Lance Archer another loss straight off the bat, so it's a difficult one. But anyway, what was your final...
He's from old AEW. They just lose. Right, okay, so once again, obviously it's a fucking C, giving our overall score. Very okay week. We had some good highlights, some good lowlights. A lot of the matches on Dynamite, very good. Overall, I'm going to give it's a C. We've had a good week. It's a more positive good week. I could round it up to a C, high C. Me, my English is falling apart because my brain doesn't work. Everything everything here was good, but everything here could have been pushed to another level, I think is the problem. But yeah, good week.
So, now it's time for questions. If you want to send us questions, you can send them to wrestleopinionated@gmail.com, WrestleOP on Facebook, WrestleOP1 on Twitter, or you can throw a question into the chat room in Twitch if we're running live. So, this week's questions, again from Flarecat. So, there's a two-parter to start off with. Who do you think will be in the next Blood and Guts match? Is it Blackpool Tower Ballroom Club, Jericho's latest gimmick society, or undisputed AEW guys? And then the follow-up to that is, who do you think should be in the next Blood and Guts match?
I'm honestly going to go with it's going to be Elite Undisputed and the Jericho Cocaine Society, just because one, Jericho Cocaine Society can pull the whole "we've done this before" thing, and they lost the last one. And secondly, apparently we can't have the Undisputed Elite off our television, so obviously they're in it. I would rather see, if I had to pick, is it 5 people for a?
It's a two. It's 4 or 5. It's 2 rings. I think it's 4. I don't think it matters. I think you could have 10. I think it's all to do with the principle of how the match lands.
I'd like to see Team Taz, because you can bring out Hook as the mysterious 4th person, and the crowd would lose their fucking shit. I know I would. What would I have Team Taz against? Plus, has got 4 members.
Oh, that's interesting, you see.
It could potentially be what's slowly being built. You know, you've got the Strickland, you've got the Keith Lees. These new folk coming in. We'll call them what, NXTs, I guess.
NXTs, yeah. Yeah, Team Taz against somebody, just for the pop of Hook actually being seen with Team Taz in the 4th moment. Cheap pop is the only thing that actively matters. As long as the match is okay and people go wow at the end, that's what wrestling is.
So who I think will and who I think should are the same people for me. I think it's Blackpool Pleasure Beach Society.
I'm never not going to laugh at puns about these people.
Versus the sports entertainers. I think it's the logical story. Right. I do have the same pop you have, Strange. I'm afraid I'm doing it in a different way. Yep. Because I don't think that Blackpool Pleasure Beach will have their 4th person. I think their 4th person will be the surprise entrant, and if you did it as Hook, you would make him on the spot. You did that on a pay-per-view. No, sorry. You stick him next to... As much as Team Taz are great, fun, mid-level, shit-talking heels, and I know how much you love that, he needs to fuck them off quickly and go with Bryan and Mox, who are legitimate megastars.
With a higher talent to ascend a talent.
But that is the best way to do it. It's how you did it with The Rock.
It's cheap.
It's how you did it with... It's how you do it with other people.
Everybody remembers The Rock for being in the Nation of Domination.
I do. That's where he got his... Go on.
Do you not think it's going to be fucking Santana Ortiz, Eddie Kingston? And
LAX versus the...
Oh, that's another possibility.
Oh, good call.
That's where I think there's a higher probability.
But they need a 4th person.
Well, fucking Hernandez. That'll work. Right?
Yeah, Hernandez or Homicide. Any of the old LAX guys. Following on from that, what titles would you rather see introduced next? Trios or women's tag?
Oh, God. Oh, that's a... Oh.
I saw this and went, oh, Strange is going to go this. And then he's going to go, oh, I don't know.
We don't have the time. That sound awful. And I don't... Do they have enough good women to carry a tag league?
No, that's why we should have a trios.
No, we've got 150 new men we've signed from everything. And we've signed, a good 3 women to round that up before we send them to Dark. Yeah, I think it's got to be trios, just out of the fact I don't trust the women's division enough to pull off a tag league. I'd like it to be the women's tag league, but there's like 20 women and 700 men.
Currently, who do you stick it on, other than TJ? They're the only real tag team they've got.
Oh, Anna Jay's tagging with Ruby on Dark now. Tay's in the Sammyverse. She's gone.
Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be trios, and obviously it's going to House of Pac.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Thanks. See, that's my pick anyway.
Yeah, I guess I agree, really, because originally, in my head, I straight up just went, well, of course we have a fucking women tag. Like, why the fuck would we not? And then you explained what the state of the women's division is. Oh, that made me quite sad. Really, really did. Thanks, Strange.
If they brought some of the Choco Pro lasses back over, the Japanese wrestlers, they'd have a chance. But like, I fucking love Ryo Mizunami. She is. Look at you. Won't even know who she is. She's fucking. No, Rio, not Riho.
Oh, okay.
Riho, small, bendy, little skirt. Rio, Anarchy, big sister, big macho man shades, over the top jacket, spiky punk hair.
Are we talking Girl Carter?
Girl Carter, that's
Girl Carter.
If they could do something with that, I've got to stop. I've done my rant. I'm talking over Mo's rant now. I'm sorry, Mo.
I'm not ranting. I'm facilitating a second rant. I'm a facilitator. Yeah, I guess we're going fucking trios. And I think they could use it. I know it's probably not the way anyone else would want to use it. They could break up the Dark Order with it.
Pretty good idea. Actually, a really good idea.
Oh. So trios, because I hate women's tag belts. The women's tag belts in Dub Z mean fuck all.
Oh god,
they're only
fucking poison chalice.
And they've got a strong women's tag. If you, and I'm talking here from a company that has two divisions, not Stardom that is all women's or any of those, because I don't think it's a fair comparison. I don't think it's fair on the split ones.
You can't compare any Americans women wrestling.
No, but I don't. I mean, even if you looked at, I can't remember what the.
Impact's got a really good women's division.
Yes, but so yeah, the split divisions. Sorry, I think Dub Z have got the better women's division on the split divisions. I'm not going to say they got the best women's division because Stardom happens, but that's just women. So their men's division is shit. Rightly so, but you understand what the analogy I'm trying to get at.
Technically, their men's division is NJPW.
Yes, yeah. But they do, yes, they're men's division, but they're not because they're not one entity. And Dub Z can't do it with their roster. Yeah, Dub Z can't do it with their roster.
This company with a better women's division can't fucking do it, so you've got no chance, AEW.
As much as I love a lot of the women in AEW, their women's division is not booked strong enough. No. So moving on from that one, and the last question, how long do you think it is before JR gets phased out of commentary? I love the old guy, but he's sounding more and more awkward and really doesn't seem to know how to call a women's match.
I think it's really hard to get the 9-volt batteries that power him anymore, so I give it a couple of weeks. Because they're definitely running low.
Is he actually Vince McMahon's Horcrux?
I've often... hello, welcome to the expanded world of wrestling mythology with Matthew Strange. I have, for many years, been suggesting that when you sign a WWE contract, Vince gets to take your soul, so when you die, which will be early, he gets to power his mother. Because she's 1,000 years old. I think you might be right. I have to watch this Stone Cold Vince McMahon match with the worst stunner ever to get a real judgment, but I think you've got a very good chance. Now, Pat Patterson dead? Have I made that up? Yeah, no, that would have been my other go-to. So I think you might be right. It might be JR.
So again, Flair sent me a message going, God, this is before I had watched Dynamite or Rampage or anything. And he basically said, JR's commentary. Yeah, but I would love
Shivani.
Shivani at least has good moments. At the minute,
just says awful things, and then they go, "Oh, I don't like this person's shit." Oh, and then somebody will be like, "Oh my god, what a big slam!" And he'll be like, "That was a slam, Excalibur." Thanks, Tony. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming
but
along.
at least he doesn't sort of go, "Oh, and there's such and such and such is going on." Blah 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 blah. Oh, look, a pigeon.
Would you rather have a toy with low batteries or a toy you don't want?
I just want William Regal to take over from JR. That's
Yes,
it. That's all I'm thinking of.
That is where I was going. I will have William Regal day in, day out. That man should never have a day off. Ever. He should die at that fucking commentary desk or die in the ring with Daniel Bryan hugging him.
So, speaking of never having a day off, because that sounds like a great segue, Strange.
Hooray. Hi, it's time for the Matt Strange Awards. We're going through these in order.
So these are your names up for nomination. We'll put votes up over the week, yeah?
Yeah, why not? Fuck it. I hadn't thought that far ahead. I thought I was going to improvise and do whatever here. But I've got a piece of paper. I'll take some notes. We'll take notes from the crowd. They're often...
Give me a second, because I need to open another window, because I need to get this on.
Got to open MS Word because he knows he can't rely on me to keep notes.
And I'm going straight into Facebook.
Oh, son, look at this magical moment.
High tech.
Can I make this a? How do I make this a poll?
I'm
going to write it down first, Morg. So let's start announcing anyway.
Yeah.
Opening category is the best interruption. We know they fucking love interruptions on AEW. We can't get through a fucking week without them. Hoping you guys have some nominees ready, because I only have one nominee for this.
I need to caveat with this and say I have only done stuff since I started watching.
So what was this category again? Sorry, category 1.
Best interruption. The best interruption we've seen on the show. Maybe it's somebody ruining a promo. Maybe it's somebody storming down the ring to ruin a match. I'm easy. But I will put my first nominee in. This is my nominee. And that is Ricky Starks interrupting Keith Lee's first promo on the show with, "Well, hello there, Keith Lee." Every time he does that voice, it makes me piss. And that's my nominee.
Well, in a fairly similar vein of its comedy, my fucking Danhausen coming out of Beach Break made me cackle and scream and have like 2 solid weeks of only watching stuff that had Danhausen in. So that's mine.
It's a good nomination. Morg, do you have a nomination, or does the crowd have a nomination?
I will see if... has anybody in Twitch got a nomination for the best interruption? I'm afraid mine was the Danhausen one also.
Sure, we can only have a 2 nominee one. I assume the Oscars have like 2. So here we go. Next category. Least surprising Tony Khan announcement or show announcement. I've gone with, I don't even know what the announcement was, that week where Jay White showed up. I don't know any page of direct. Have you got the same one?
We've got exactly the same. That was the Forbidden Door announcement.
Oh, this could be a universal award, unless we get... do you have one, Morg, or the crowd?
I do have one.
Oh, what's your one?
It's not as good.
Alright, that's the point of nominations.
It was the Ring of Honor announcement that we all knew was coming.
Oh, that's a pretty good one. That one took 10 minutes out of the show to tell us what we knew was there. That's pretty good. That's a surprise underdog. Alright. Next award, if you're ready, Morg. Favorite person trapped in dark, limbo, or another realm? I've got...
Hang on, sorry, you'll have to say that again, because I've got to type that.
Favorite person trapped on dark or in limbo?
Person trapped in dark or in limbo.
Yeah. I've got 3 suggestions. Free to add more onto this. We've got Miro, the Redeemer, wonderful plot arc, wonderful story, forsaken by God, 2 promos on a big white screen.
I've actually got response to that one though. I know where he is. Oh. He's injured, and then he's doing some filming for a TV show.
Oh, okay. The interviews I saw said that he didn't know why he wasn't being used and he's ready. So, who knows? But either way, he is trapped in limbo, so it still counts. Colt Cabana! I fucking love Colt Cabana with his trickster strongman build, running between people's legs, poking them in the eyes, Superman. Where's he gone? And I think the one which stands out most to me, if I had to pick somebody who I heard a lot of hype for, I had little hype myself, but much interest because of the aesthetics of the person. Ruby Soho! Remember when Ruby was signed? That's a thing. Is that your nomination?
Yes.
So I've got a fourth one.
What?
Abaddon.
Oh, fuck me, Abaddon. She was really a thing for a while, wasn't she? After dark with ye. After dark.
Category 4.
Young Lion. I've got a bunch of suggestions for Young Lions. We've obviously got Dante Martin, who has been very highly pushed.
Stop it!
Daniel Garcia. Yuta.
Hang on, slow down.
Right, there's 4 of them, you'll get it.
So you've got Daniel Garcia.
Dante Martin.
I don't know if you can hear me typing away in the background.
Wheeler Yuta. I don't know if I should count Hook as a young lion. He's
Yes,
very
you
much
should.
Experience.
Yes,
okay,
you should.
Hook. Right, there we are.
We know who's won that then.
Yeah.
As much as I love Hook, and I know how over he is, I don't know if he's the best wrestler you could choose out of all of them. And that's from a man who lives on tweener hype. Zero to Hero. Someone you didn't expect to be good. Once again, I put Dante Martin into this category after his brother was injured. He fucking blew up those to pretty much carry a huge segment of shows. He was in loads. Is there anyone I've got down there? I thought I'd leave you guys to...
I have a think out a bit left field here because I don't know if you can fully classify it as hero because they've not reached that level. But I think just the difference. Max Caster, in my opinion, in the short space of time I've been watching, literally came out, and then within a month and a half.
It's true. He was much lower than Bowens. Like, even I, who loved the Acclaims, were watching those matches to go, Max will wrap on the way in, and then Bowens will carry the match.
But the last couple of matches that Max has been in far outstripped what he used to do in 3 months ago.
You or the crowd have a nominee, Morg?
So I do have a nominee. It's Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, 2 of the young lions making it in. Look at this. We're a young boys supporting club.
He was the guy I didn't know anything about. And then this week, wow.
Not like the Catholic Church.
I would like to distance myself from that comment.
We ready for the next one, Morg?
Hero? Is it Hero to Zero?
It is! I've got 2 nominations. One is a tag team. I'm putting the Best Friends up there. I love the Best Friends. We watch them go from being upper mid-card to lower upper card. Series of great feuds with great teams. And you know what? I'm going to put Santana and Ortiz in there as well, seeing as they have only lost and disappeared and such like. And a recurring entry, Ruby Soho. Oh, she arrived hot, didn't she?
Briefly.
So your gentleman nominations.
I put Ruby Soho down and I actually scribbled it out. And I put one that I basically from comments pre what I was watching.
I know where you might be going.
Oh, I'm going for Miro. Because he literally just went from everyone was talking. One of the things I was really looking forward to see was Miro because I fucking loved him in Dub Z. And literally there is nothing. There is nothing, not even a snifter of him. Like there's like no comments on anyone's fucking pre-packaged promos or any shit.
I do believe just because I need to make this very clear, this particular category is not. That would be you are describing the vanished. Hero to Zero is somebody you really liked and you now think is shit and annoys you.
or have dropped down the rankings. They haven't disappeared to the limbo. I can see where Mo's going with that, but they have definitely gone from being wicked to cool. They'll. Yeah,
I have also
just pushed and is now destroyed.
I have just put my nomination up, which is Cody Rhodes.
And I think we should throw Lance in there, because Lance used to be a fucking juggernaut. And
do you want to keep Miro in?
I think we should swap Miro for Lance, I'm afraid. As the arbiter, he is more trapped in limbo than a person who has fallen down the power rankings. We don't know how powerful he is. He's fucking gone. Right, what's next? Underwhelming match.
But you know where I'm fucking going.
Go on, you can open first, Mo.
Fucking Ruby versus Jade. Come on.
I wasn't underwhelmed because Jade was in it, but I'll give it to you.
But it was the first time I saw Jade.
And Ruby.
I had no preconception. It was my first match with Ruby and fucking Jade. I could have gone home and cried after that match. I was so fucking angry. Sorry.
I am nominating Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker at Revolution. After their hardcore match and the things I've seen both those women do, I believe I bitched about that match for about 20 minutes.
So I nearly put down the tag match they had just before Revolution. The one that had Mercedes and was it
everyone.
Peter?
Mercedes and Hayter not pulling off a badass match that both of them can. Morg and audience, what is your underwhelming match nomination?
You've already picked mine up, which is Thunder Rosa, which I've spelt wrong. Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker.
All right, look, less nominations, the closer I am to being ultimate arbiter of taste on this podcast. Sickest move, singles. I've got a couple down here, so I'm going to let you boys get yours out first before I write down. Go on. What is your sickest move selection, Mo?
I have two of the singles. So I have the one that looks fucking nasty, and that is Daniel Bryan's stomps. That makes me wince every fucking time I see it. And one that looks really cool is the El Idolo by Andrade. Just looks fucking cool.
Which one of his moves is that one?
Power. I will get it up and share it with you because it's easier to see it than.
Can you do that?
Huh?
Is that doable on these things?
No, I was going to send it to you in Facebook. I just send it to you.
Private to the audience. This is a podcast. It's not for me. It's not the slipping moonsault thing, is it?
Yes.
I've got that written down on my list, so we can put that in.
Oh, okay.
You can have both. You've got one of mine on there. Have the slipping moonsault and the face kicks from Daniel Bryan. There we go. Because I'll enter my slipping moonsault. And if we go for a...
Hang on. So where are we? We've got Bryan Danielson's stomps.
Andrade's slippy moonsault, which is apparently called the LE.
Apparently, yeah. I didn't know that. I had to Google that.
I'm normally the moves name guy as well. Your entry, Morg?
It's Mox's elbows. So it's very similar to Bryan's stomps. It's between those two. The elbows to the throat.
I'm putting in Dax's slingshot brainbuster because it's fucking cool. And I love it, and it looks like it murders a man. Sorry, Hangman with the buckshot lariat. It's awesome. You haven't made it in. Fuck you.
What was that? Slingshot...
Brainbuster. Yeah. He bounces them off the ropes and drops them on their head.
Oh, and I'm adding one more as well.
Oh, fuck. Look at him go.
Britt Baker's curb stomp.
Alright, this is a really good one. Tag move. I've got 2 down, but I'm going to let you guys go first, and I'll round it out if necessary.
I've just got the one, and it's fairly recent one. The new House of Black flippy, jumpy, on the shoulder slamming thing.
It is good. We can't call it the Brody King can't wrestle, but he does do that move very well. So the House of Black drop slam thing, professional podcast here. Morg, what's your entry? Sickest tag move?
I don't really have one for this one, to be honest.
I've got two.
I mean, you'll probably drop one, and I'll go, oh yeah, that. It's House of Black. What is it? House of Black's finishing move? Is it? Is it their?
I don't think it's named.
Slam
Is
thing.
it? I'm not sure.
Is it the thing that they generally finish the matches with?
He throws to Brody King and then he falls over.
Yeah.
If they don't name it on the show, if Excalibur
I believe it's got a name. I think I've mentioned it, but I can't remember what it is.
Right, I'm going to go with a classic as well, because I think it deserves to be in there. The Gin and Juice is a fucking sick finisher and deserves its spot on this list. It was one of the coolest tag finishers at the start. And I'm putting the entire Beaver Boys sequence where they kick, stunner, suplex, roll over, pin as my second entry, as now the decider of these awards.
Nice.
Good, Morg?
Yeah, the Reynolds and Silver combo.
Yeah, combo.
Okay, category 10.
Music.
Best music! I've got several here if you guys don't have. I believe Adam Cole or CM Punk were in the official ending competition for AEW Best Music that they've decided. Which is terrible because Adam Cole's music isn't that good. Mo, what is your... My batteries are running out, bro. I can only power through so much on painkillers and cough medicine.
Fair. I got two, because I weren't sure whether having a tune that is an actual fucking song counted or not. So if it does, CM Punk, Cult of Personality, I fucking love that.
I think we shall leave out the Cult of Personality because it is an incredibly famous, long-lasting track, and it doesn't feel like wrestlers' music.
I'm sorry. No, that's... Yeah, no, I'm backing Mo on this. I'm afraid, because that is the best song in wrestling entrance music. And it's not because it's Punk's. It is so good.
I really like Cult of Personality,
It's
but I don't know
so
if it's
good.
the best song in all of wrestling music.
The other one I've got is because it's not just a good sounding tune, but it really fits the personality of the person. Fucking MJF. It's quite big, it's audacious, but it really fits the wrestler as well, which is what I like about it.
So MJF.
I'm going to give CM Punk an honorary side award for best licensed music.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So we got MJF, Ricky Starks, I'm guessing from You Strange.
Yeah, obviously it's Ricky Starks from me. I think maybe we should... I've got Jericho on the list, but I think if we're exiling Punk, we need to exile Jericho for having big licensed music.
I've put mine up on the thing, Darby Allin.
Good call, I like it, yep. And we'll throw in a bonus Bucks, because as much as it's not my favourite theme tune, you've got to admit it's good wrestling music. Think of a super kick party. It's got the...
It's got it's got an interruption.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Category 11.
A final award! There's been many hints of this week. I've got 3 suggestions down. You can all guess who the first one is. You give them a day off award. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to think they're a bad wrestler. You don't have to feel with the depth of your soul, fuck Adam Cole like I do. You have to admit they need a day off. Who needs a day off, mate?
I've said Sammy and his cue cards in brackets. I'm very quickly lost the wanting to see Sammy. If it wasn't for the Darby Allin Andrade match that he had, I could not give two shits about him. In all honesty, as bad as that is, I would like him to disappear for a little while.
I think that's a fair one. Morg.
So I've got currently on the list, we have Adam Cole, Sammy Guevara, Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. I put the last 2 on there because they still count. They've only just left AEW.
He does need a day off. I love putting Cody on things. I think that's it. I think
so there
we've
you
got
have it.
everything filled up. Unless the crowd have anything they wish to add to our competition. No.
No.
So please do vote in the highly important Match Strange Awards. They're up there with any other form of awards that are given out. As good as the WWE Hall of Fame. Imagine getting to tell that, somebody they need to fuck. I'll post this to them. I'll fucking do it. Yeah, good. Please vote in our awards.
And that is going up live on Facebook now. You will have a week to vote until the next show.
We're allowed to cheat and vote ourselves.
Yeah, we can vote as well.
Huzzah!
As the author of the awards and biased anti-Adam Cole man, I will not vote in these awards.
As a horrific cheat, I'm going to make 62 different Facebook profiles so I can just vote for my own. They're all just going to be variations of Mo.
Right. That is our show. Thank you very much for joining us on Twitch. Thank you very much for listening. You can find us on Anchor.fm, Spotify, YouTube and Twitch as Wrestleopinionated. I would like to thank Anchor.fm for hosting the podcast. Over to you for your Mo moment, Mo.
Mo moment.
My moment for the week would be Jake Hager having his head staved in with a snooker ball in a sock because it's lovely.
This went down. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a little comment, make some Chinese spy bots and get them to just spam wonderful things about how lovely my moustache looks like today, I guess. We do appreciate you listening. Please share this to other wrestling fans. Send us your suggestions, your questions, etc. Back to you, Morg.
So yeah, a quick follow on from that. If you are on Twitch and you haven't, please drop us a little subscribe, like, follow. I think it's a follow that we're specifically after follows. We are trying to get to so I'm having to reopen my thing. We are trying to get to affiliate. We need 31 more followers. We need 50 followers altogether.
Oh, we're close.
Yeah. We've got 19, so please drop us a follow in there. All that's left to be said on the podcast is goodbye and good night.